Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm George, and this is Bit by Bit. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I've got 7 bits to run through, so let's get to them real quick. I don't want to waste any time. Alright, here's a quick little article from GamesRadar.com talking about Silksong being more difficult than the original Hollow Knight, and it's all due to that pesky Hornet, ladies and gentlemen. So down here, I've highlighted a little section. This is from Team Cherry's Ari Gibson. Hornet is inherently faster and more skillful than the Knight, so even the base level enemy had to be more complicated, more intelligent. Now, this is all coming from quotes in a book that were at an exhibit at the ACI Museum in Melbourne, Australia, and this was recently shared by somebody named Dexerto? You guys know I'm terrible at this stuff. Anyway, they go into a little bit more detail about the different characters in the game and everything. It's a very short read, but I just thought it would be fun to include that because Silksong is so popular right now. Everybody is playing it. I'm kind of wondering about you guys there who are watching this bit-by-bit video. How many of you out there are playing it? And would you mind talking about it down in the comments below of this video? Just tell me a little bit about what you like or don't like about this new game so far, because it is incredibly popular, and I'm thinking that maybe I need to get it for myself. All right, here's the next quick little bit from yugatech.com. The Ayaneo Pocket Air Mini has been announced. It is available, well, it will be available in October. It's on their website right now. You can go take a look at it. Some beautiful render pictures here for this really interesting thing. They're saying that this is the very first 4x3, 4.2 inch retro gaming handheld screen. A lot of words there. I get all tongue twisted, but it looks to be really interesting. What's even more interesting is the price. The lower model, which is, where is it down here? I think it's going to come up, yeah, like 2 gigs of RAM on the lower model and then like 3 gigs on the bigger model. It's going to start out at $70, which for Ayaneo is kind of a first as well. They usually don't put out handheld consoles under $100. Now, I went and took a look at this over their site. All the pre-order stuff said sold out, but they expect more replenishment soon. They haven't even shipped this yet, so this is all pre-order stuff, and I think that was like a special version that you could order at that point. But they've got, yeah, right down here's the prices. Here we go. The 2 and 32 gigs of storage on board for $70. The 3 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage for $80. They had some early bird pricing, but I don't know if that's gone or not. The retail price is still going to be under $100, even if you wait till later. $90 for the smaller model and $100 for the larger. You got some more specs down here in the article. A 4,500 milliamp hour battery. That should do really well. 4.2 inch display at 1280 by 960 resolution. 60 hertz refresh rate, 500 nits. That's good. The 4:3 aspect ratio like we talked about. Yeah, just some really, we got Wi-Fi 5, Bluetooth 5, USB Type-C on Android 11. So, yeah, this looks to be a home run out of the park. If you've really been looking for a 4:3 ratio handheld system to play your retro games on, this just might be the ticket. All right, here's another article from GamesRadar.com this week. This is about that Sega commercial that has been making a lot of people in the retro community talk, because it is absolutely throwing a bunch of shade at Mario Kart directly, and it's kind of reminiscent of some old commercials from back in the day. Sega used to go after Nintendo left, right, and center. Their commercials were brutal and fun, and this one is no slouch. Down here is the retro commercial I was talking about from 1993. It's just really fun. This one, let's see if we can get some description, because I'm not going to play the thing. Well, you know what? I'll just go ahead and play it. Let me turn my volume down here on the speaker so it won't overload my mic, but you'll get to see how it's got, like, we're focusing on, obviously, Mario Kart, and then boom, we're over here on the Sega Kart system. What is it? Sega Racing, I think it's called, right? Anyway, Sonic Racer. There you go. Sonic Racer. But yeah, it's just, oh, look at that, making fun of them there on that old RV with a turtle going faster. Now, here's the retro commercial. I'm going to click this. Watch the similarities. We're on Sega, we're on Nintendo. See how it's sliding back and forth? The bigger, the better, the awesome, everything. Boy, I love that Sega's getting strong again. This could be a lot of fun. All right, here's some interesting news from games.mxdwn.com, and I think that stands for Mixdown. There's a new game coming out for the Game Boy of all systems. There hasn't been one of those out in several decades. A brand new from scratch game that's coming out. It's called Maiden in the Dark, and this is coming to you from Tiger Chainsaw Studios. Now, I reached out to Tiger Chainsaw before I recorded this segment because I think this could be a lot of fun. I love to see game development studios putting out new games on physical media for our old handheld and cartridge and console systems. I love this. So we might get a chance at getting this in-house here at GenXGrownUp. I don't know if John even has a Game Boy, but I'll go buy him one if he doesn't, just so we can take a look at this game. But there's some specs out here. They announced this on August the 25th, so this has been in the chamber for a little bit, and I apologize on that. But they dropped a trailer on September 3rd. They've got a Kickstarter campaign that I'm going to talk with them a little bit about. Maybe we can do some promotion on that. I think that's due out in a couple of days. But yeah, I mean, it already had, at the time of this article was published, 75 followers, which seems small, but you know, on Kickstarter, there are a ton of games out there. I think this deserves your attention, so check out the article. I'll have the link down in the description, and maybe head over to their Kickstarter page and give them some support, because we need more game developers like this. Okay, from my friends over at TimeExtension.com, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally happened. There is a cologne or perfume or whatever it is based on the C64 somehow. Oh my goodness. And it's going to be out in time for Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. If you've got that retro gamer in your life and you just can't think about what to get them for Christmas, here you go, apparently. So they announced this over on X. Game Asylum. There's also, oh yeah, I forgot. There's also some fragrances for the Spectrum, the ZX80, and the ZX81. You can see right here. This just cracks me up. I agree with this article right here. I was somewhat shocked that smelly socks and body odor aren't listed here. Anyway, here's the description of each one of the fragrances and links to them. Powerful and sophisticated with citrus, florals, and a rich patchouli musk base. Okay, look at this. Musk, musk, musk. I thought the word musk went out with the 70s, but apparently it's back when it comes to fragrances. I just don't even like the word, let alone the smell. But hey, these things are coming out at 30 pounds. They should make them around $37 US or so. I don't know if they're even going to ship to the US, but boy, if you're in the UK, sure. Right here from Nintendo.com itself, ladies and gentlemen, they are finally releasing some games from the Virtual Boy system to the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. So if you have that service on your Nintendo Switch, these are going to be coming out soon on both the Switch 2 or the original Switch. You just have to have that membership, and I know we've had some controversy in the past about whether or not these games are free or not because you're paying for that service. The service was originally designed so that you could pay for a way to play with other people. It was to connect you. The games, in my opinion, are an added bonus or feature. I consider them free, but, you know, a lot of people don't. A lot of people are hurt by that thought. I don't know why. Anyway, there's going to be some of these new games coming up, but here's the interesting part. They're going to be selling some accessories. Yep, Nintendo has decided to capitalize once again on a failed system, the Virtual Boy. So they're going to release this one right here, which is a full, whole system thing, and then a cardboard version. Remember when VR was first becoming a thing and you would put your phone in the little cardboard stuff, I guess? There's going to be one of those coming out as well. And I think, yeah, down here we've got the prices. So for the Virtual Boy for Nintendo Switch 2 or Switch, $100. For the Virtual Boy cardboard model, $25, ladies and gentlemen. Look, anytime I see a Virtual Boy at a convention, I sit down and play with it for a little while because it's a very unique and fun and interesting system. I don't know if I want to spend $100 plus the membership to go play it on Nintendo Switch 2 or Switch 1 online. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think down in the comments? Okay, I know this doesn't seem like it has anything to do with retro gaming, but this is from my hometown here, Florida State University. The Garnet and Gold, FSU has a new Garnet Gaming Lounge to host its grand opening coming up here next week. I'm going to go out and support them. I know the guy who runs this place. I met him at a convention here in town a couple of months ago. He's a super nice guy, and this is a great little thing that they're doing. So it's going to have 41 high-performance gaming computers, dedicated tabletop area, and a mix of modern and retro consoles. So there's your retro link for those who were wondering. It's also going to be the home arena for the FSU esports team. And that's kind of why I wanted to talk a little bit about this, because truthfully, I think it is awesome that universities have been getting into the gaming scene for the last decade or so, I think, maybe longer, but they're fielding these esports teams. They're real things. They're almost getting up to the level of some intramural sports and that kind of stuff. Maybe they're getting bigger. I don't know, but I'm going to go check it out here, and I think it's just going to be a blast. This place looks awesome to me. You guys don't care. This is FSU. Nobody else lives here in Tallahassee, Florida, but me. But still, I just wanted to throw it in because I'm an FSU Seminole fan, and now I can go there and play some games. All right, I know I threw a lot at you in that episode, but we really wanted to get through a whole bunch of articles because they just keep piling up on I've got like 40 articles in my spreadsheet. I just can't get through them all, even with doing 2 episodes a week, which please don't ask me to do a third. This is pretty much my maximum limit. John even has to help me out once in a while with some of this stuff, but I am happy to bring you the news in the world of gaming and especially retro gaming. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you again next time. Bye-bye. That's going to do it for the news making headlines in the gaming world right now. I am George, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep on bringing you the news bit by bit.